Hello, David. Nice to meet you.
Hello, David. It's good
Griffin.
to have you back here with us today. Good morning, David. Sorry.
Wait.
Welcome back to the Totally Wholesome, Not Dirty podcast. I'm your host, Molly Stewart, and today's guest is Griffin Maria. Whether you're into tabletop gaming, nerd culture, or just want to be a fly on the wall to our conversation, you'll find something interesting here. But before we get into it, I want to remind you all quickly of the ALL LOVE special that will be airing on Valentine's Day with guest Charlese. We will be answering your emails and voicemails, so make sure you send those submissions by February 11 to potentially be featured. We want to hear your love and sex stories, from lost loves to the new honeymoon stages of a relationship, or even your current relationship or sexual escapades. Do you want advice? Want to wow us? Leave us a voice message at anchor.fm/TWND because we love getting to hear from you and you'll love hearing yourself in the show. If you're shy or you have a really long story or question, send us an email at twndpodcast@gmail.com, where you can also send submissions for art, music, and anything else that you want to share. This is also the last episode in the trial sponsorship from Manscaped. If you want to take care of your big, beautiful balls or the balls of a man in your life, go to manscaped.com and enter my code TWND at checkout to receive 20% off and free shipping. See why my nose loves the Weed Whacker so much and why over 4 million men worldwide trust Manscaped to have the right tools for their jewels. Thank you, Manscaped, for our current sponsorship. Thank you all for listening, and let's get into the show with today's blonde bombshell, Griffin Maria.
Welcome back to the Totally Wholesome, Not Dirty podcast. I am your host, Molly Stewart, and today I have with me guest Griffin Maria.
Thank you so much for having me. Hello.
I'm glad that you came.
Oh, absolutely.
So, once again, as with most people that I've had on here, we've been friends on the internet for quite a while.
Internet buds.
I'm forcing people to come over to my house now to hang out with me and speak words. So,
Real life.
So if you want to give I'm sorry. Am I real? Are you?
We did it at the same time. That was good. That was powerful.
So as far as your stuff, I kind of felt earlier than when we met that we would vibe because we're both kind of nerds. And we both, you do say this, right? We're both from
the mitten.
The mitten.
We can say it.
Yes, okay, the mitten.
Different parts, but the mitten.
Different parts. which is kind of cool. I've been meeting a lot of people who are out here originally from the Midwest.
Transplant.
And it's kind of cool because it feels like I never felt like I super belonged in that area. Mm-hmm. And it's cool to see the other people that didn't feel like they belonged either, but still kind of have those nice homegrown roots. Right. So it feels like something memorable that you can share, but you both aren't stuck in that mentality of at all. I'm never leaving.
Yeah.
Michigan, the best place ever.
I'm out. I left immediately. I love Michigan. I love the people. Great place. Great place to be. Go blue. But I'm glad I left. I needed some sun. Yeah. I really did.
Yeah, it's one of those things a lot of people don't realize. Even the springs and summers, the falls, they're pretty. But the summer is really humid. They're there's lakes everywhere, land of all the lake. You don't want to be there during the summer. Mm. It's just mosquitoes.
Oh. Good one. No.
I do not miss mosquitoes. Mm-mm. That is one of the things about living somewhere dry. Even when I lived in California, it was there's no mosquitoes. It's so dry. And I don't know if you ever had especially with the humidity, my hair just it's just disgusting. It just instantly turns into this
amazing, luscious, beautiful hair. Yeah, I'm super jealous. No, I've got incredibly thin hair.
Okay, I wasn't going to say that it's amazing. It looks bad. It looks like an untamed lion.
No, I think you have beautiful, thick, gorgeous hair.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no.
But,
She's really hot. It's how I feel. It's how I feel.
She, so you said that you actually had been watching me or knowing me since 2016.
I have followed your career for many years. Yeah. Because I have always loved your nerdiness, your badassery, outspoken qualities.
She loves how obnoxious I am.
I do. But because I too have those
Yeah.
same roots.
So it's like if you get to feel like, here's where we started.
Yeah.
So as far as moving out to more the West, because you're not West Coast, obviously, but what did you find alluring basically about, you know, getting out and versus like where you live now?
Flip-flops year round. That shouldn't bring me so much joy, but it does.
Yeah.
Just being more relaxed, being able to show up at a new place and, you know, figure it out, get to know the landscape.
That's super cool. And speaking of being more relaxed, one of the cool things about being out in the West is that there are a lot of things that are legal now that we can use to relax. So
go for it.
If you would like.
Yeah. Go for it. So you light them up because
make sure to put the squirrel, David, so they can't see that we're lighting it. Isn't that a weird thing that they just don't want to show you lighting it? They're like, you can do all the things, you just can't light it. What does that mean?
I don't know rules. I don't know.
Okay. Well,
you lead the way.
So, since knowing of me since 2016, like how long have you basically been in this field?
Well,
and I guess that would say to people who know you or even don't know of you, what would you say that your field is as far as like cam model?
Well, my modeling has always been something I've loved. Really cool growing up. I've always had supportive parents. So I told my dad, I was like, I'm going to be a model. And he goes, you will do wonderfully. And I said, I'm going to, you know, sometimes not be in a lot of clothing. So maybe you don't want to look at it. And he goes, understood. Yeah. So I just had a really cool dad, really cool mom. And I was able to express myself. I was able to watch my favorite movies and fangirl, as I said, for years. I'm all about nerdy stuff, and that's how I love to really spend my time. I know I don't really give that vibe off immediately, but I didn't always look like this.
Girl. I feel you.
You know.
You mean those amazingly perky,
thank you,
close together, like I wish I had boobs, are not natural.
No, your boobs are beautiful. I have always loved big boobs. And then growing up, my mom had this amazing rack. I can say that. I've said it to her face. She had amazing boobs. And I just kind of really thought that was going to be my path in life. And then it wasn't. Yeah. And you know when Luke Skywalker, when he's right there on the thing and he's with Vader, and he goes, Luke, I am your father. Mm-hmm. That was my mom telling me she had implants. And I was like, no, it's impossible. And I was like, I have to buy the boobs that I want one day? And she goes, you have to buy the boobs. You have to buy the boobs. So I started a boob fund.
Oh yeah.
Got those done. got those fixed. Learned, makeup, hair. Started enjoying being in front of the camera, having fun with it.
Yeah. Like growing up, like just because like I'm also nerdy, which I guess maybe once again a lot of people would assume you have not seen photos of me in high school, and I do not share those for a reason. So like what kind of I guess what is like your biggest nerd thing that you're into that people would be like, they would look at you, right, and you look like this amazing model, because you are, but they would be like you're into that. You do what now? Well, actually, that's a really good thing you said. I have a
show
gift.
And tell. Show and tell. I had my dungeon master make this for you.
Oh my god!
You can unwrap it. He painted it.
What the fuck? Oh my god!
It was a Molly miniature.
I love it!
Because you were badass. Yeah.
What?
You were a badass warrior type. He's an amazing painter.
God, he is. Thank you for me. This is so cool.
Yeah.
Does he have like an Instagram page that he like posts the stuff that he does?
Absolutely.
Shout it out. We'll put David to put it up.
Yeah, Laughing Moon Chronicles is my dungeon master. That's the game we play actually. It's what D&D is, yeah? Absolutely. So it's a version of that. It's more of a homebrew indie RPG that he created.
Cool.
And I do that weekly.
That's awesome.
So that's what a lot of people, you know, when they see me in that industry, they think, nah, she's not. I'm like, yeah, I do.
Have you done that kind of stuff like since you were young? Like,
well, my dad, like I said, super cool guy, nerdy, loved Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit. He even showed me the prequels of Star Wars. He goes, you got to know where you came from.
Yeah.
He goes, and
you got to know where it's
me being how young I was, you know.
Yeah.
So he showed me the prequels to Star Wars, and I was like, okay, I like this fantasy thing. Then eventually he showed me Lord of the Rings, Hobbit, and I was like, okay.
I remember
Elves.
reading Lord of the Rings for the first time. When
Oh my
I was
God,
a kid,
that's so
and I
hot.
was like, oh, this is amazing. I want to live in this world.
Oh,
I want
absolutely.
I feel like there was a lot of, I wouldn't even necessarily say that it was like the area I was in, but I think it was more because I was homeschooled that I was like any fantasy world. I just wanted to latch onto it because it was like this escape from
the Shire. Yeah, you want to live there.
Yeah.
But I think we're too tall. I think you and I might be too tall.
The weird thing is that I do have hobbit feet because they're very large, very broad, and they do grow hair that I shave off meticulously every week. So,
I mean, hey, you know what to do. You know,
but
you know your feet.
But I mean, I was as far as like into writing fan fiction and things, like more and more for Harry Potter world. But I was into all that kind of stuff because it was like there was
so
nothing
much to get into.
There was so much to get into, and then like I feel like being homeschooled, I was like, well, it's just me and then my younger brother who I hated at the time, and we're best friends now.
Good.
So good. That's how it should be, right?
Good,
the big sister has to bully the little brother. Is it just me?
Sister.
No?
Okay,
No.
No.
Anyway, cool.
Absolutely.
All right. So, but I feel like having those fantasy worlds made it like this beautiful escape into something outside of just like my bedroom. But then I also feel like that's why once I did get into camming, I could make it my own more because I was already used to being on my own in front of a computer screen.
Right.
Whether it was, you know, writing fan fiction on forums or whether sitting there and like talking to people in a cam room because you're basically just reading text. Mm-hmm. And it translated so well because then even making content, I had all this big imagination of like the world I wish I lived in so I could bring like some fantasy aspect to the content or the dirty talk or anything and you just get into it
all the time.
It's like you're just, you know, getting to play out so many roles of your personality and interests and just exaggerate it.
Yes.
And it's so fun.
Yes. When people ask me if I role play, I'm like, yes, I role play. Yes, in the way you think. And yes, in the other much more nerdy but epic way. We sit around the table. We roll up these amazing characters that you get to just take on the life of, you know?
Yeah.
You get to build relationships with your friends. You know, I know you're not a drinker, but I love drinking wine while I'm gaming. It's like my favorite thing. And just sitting around and having this big story told with us being the characters is it's a lot of fun. I think you would like it a lot.
Yeah, I think I would.
Come over and play.
I would definitely come play around.
You bring your miniature, and then we have these epic fucking setups.
Okay.
And then we go through.
We're gonna have to try
the fantasy fucking world. That's amazing.
I love it. It's I don't
fun.
know.
It's fun to just get into it. Do you watch the Star Wars Mandalorian?
I don't watch any of the new Star Wars stuff. It's just totally like cool. Totally cool. I don't know. I feel like once Disney got a hold of like everything that I loved, I was like, oh, it's not as it. Do you feel like, especially? So I got like a login, shared someone's login to a Disney Plus, so I got to see a couple of things, and I felt like it was cool to see like so much stuff, but then at the same time, some of the stuff that I viewed, it just felt like so rushed and so like they're trying to get as much as possible, and it's like, and what happens is that then in my brain, I'm like, oh, these things that I loved, and it doesn't feel like a good homage to it, and then I can't get into it, and then I just like, well, no, I don't want to watch anything, and I get demotivated.
Right. You're talking about the movies, right? The ones that came out. I hear you.
Like, it's very sad because like, and I'm so aging myself, but I'm sure that you remember like having to wait. How long you had to fucking wait between Harry Potter movies, between Lord of the Rings movies. Like, are you kidding me?
Right.
The build up. And I've talked about this before, so I know I'm old. Get off my porch. So I'll talk about whatever I want. It's my podcast. Because it's very frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
It's so frustrating.
Yes.
Because I feel like then there's no like appreciation that goes into making it, because you're not like, oh, here's something that we're going to put a lot of time and effort and passion into. And it's just like when you make content and feel the same, they can tell. It's why it's why I don't like making content with, you know, it's not like I don't enjoy the people themselves, but you can tell, and it comes across, for instance, when a girl is not into girls and creating girl content. So that in itself can be very frustrating, because it's like, I want you to be able to enjoy the situation, and I want to know that you're enjoying it, but I can tell that you're not, and pretending that you are. And so everyone who's watching can tell too.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with like, and I think that I wish more people knew that there's nothing wrong with not wanting to make content that you're uncomfortable with. Like, just because your fans are like, you need to do girl stuff.
Do girl stuff.
You know, I have people telling me I should do gangbangs, and you know what I'm doing? Not gangbangs.
Not doing them.
So, you know, it's like, go to your own comfort level. And I
think you are stunning, beautiful, hot, all of those things. It just fluke. But I am a solo content creator. So I've never actually gone in and done your side of the industry.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think it's
for sure. There's nothing wrong with
vanilla,
that.
So
I do.
Yeah,
and see, that's what we're doing tomorrow. We can talk about a little bit, which is going to be fun. So you guys remember Allie Murphy and Charlese.
Beautiful.
Both of our team, super cool. I've been working with them on some fun stuff coming up. So we are actually going to be shooting some boudoir stuff together. But it's just tease, sensual. And I think that it's awesome to be able to have platforms and to have fan bases where we can offer such a wide variety of content that, for instance, because I have so much girl content available, whether mainstream or like on my own platform.
Right.
You know, it's not, most of the stuff that I shot for so long was like, you know, it has to be this in every hole and blah, 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 blah. And there's no fucking reason for it. Like, you can do that stuff, and you can do that stuff when you're into it and when you're wanting to do it and when you have people that you really do want to make content with.
Absolutely.
But they also appreciate the fact that you take a step back and you're like, oh, here's just like something that's very teased and very almost something that it isn't. And I think that kind of goes back into that whole like anticipation and build up, because even with something like photos or video content that is kind of like almost on the edge, it's that seat of your pants. Like, will it? Won't it? Maybe next time? Like, and it's,
what are we doing
and
here?
you just never know. And so it's cool to have people who kind of just value all the different aspects of
the
what
art
we like to do. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I am overjoyed to be on a platform that is celebrating the body. So really quick plug here. Centerfold.com/Griffin Maria official. I am now on Playboy's creator platform, Centerfold. I am so excited because unlike Instagram, Facebook, whatever the fuck else, you can't post your nipples on those sites. But guess what? On Playboy, I can post my pictures, my art, all the hard work that I put into, whether it's a photo shoot out at a beautiful place that I'm staying at, or me just kind of around my gaming table taking pictures. I'm able to share my art, and I'm excited to then make art with you tomorrow and be posting them on there.
Nothing says I love you like a smooth, hairless, freshly scented ball sack. No matter who's licking your nuts or receiving a picture of your package this Valentine's Day, do everyone a favor. Trim that rainforest of pubes and sweat that's been growing untamed in your boxers. Support for the Totally Wholesome, Not Dirty podcast is brought to you today by Manscaped, and I'm so excited about this, fam. You know how often I talk about the importance of manscaping and balls? Well, Manscaped has sent me their performance package, and this is the 4.0 package, gentlemen and ladies. I bought the Lawnmower 3.0 for my man ages ago, long before they were kind enough to sponsor me, and Manscaped products just keep getting better. Men, listen up, and ladies too. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your jewels. Nobody wants to floss with pubes, so treat yourself or your partner to a smooth sack this Valentine's Day. It's time to give the gift that 4 million men worldwide trust from Manscaped. They're the leader in below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped has you covered for everything related to your sack, love your nuts, and don't nick or scratch them. The Lawnmower 4.0 has Safeguard technology that reduces the risk of those painful grooming accidents, as well as an LED spotlight that helps avoid missing any stray hairs and leaves those testes looking their besties. The perfect package for your perfect package isn't complete without the Weed Whacker, and I'm actually probably going to use this because I also have nose hairs. If you want to clear the weeds out of your nose and ears, this little guy will take care of you. Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts: their Shed travel bag and anti-chafing boxer briefs to keep your boys stored comfortably. You can throw away those fraying undies and slip into comfort before slipping into something or someone else. We all sweat, but you can keep your crack dry with their ball deodorant. If you're short on time, they have these amazingly scented crop wipes that keep your balls fresh for the next tongue that comes your way. You want to be prepared for anything, and you want to feel cool and confident, and that's the effect you'll get with Manscaped. The Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and Crop Reviver Ball Toner are cruelty-free, dye-free, paraben-free, and vegan, so you can feel even better about what you're putting on your sack. Go to manscaped.com for our exclusive offer of 20% off and free shipping with my code TWND. Get the gift for yourself or someone else in your life with hairy balls, and see why 4 million men worldwide continue to use Manscaped. That's 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com when you use my code TWND at checkout. Thank you for listening, and we thank Manscaped for sponsoring this podcast.
I'm so excited. I love the anticipation of a photo shoot or like a tea shoot, like any of that type of stuff. Any type of thing where I'm on set and there's going to be a camera, I'm an attention whore, and I get super excited, but I also get super nervous, even when it's people I've worked with before. Like, and I don't even know how much of it is like nerves versus excitement, but they feel the same.
Yeah.
And it's always just an amazing experience in one way or another.
And you listen to music. I mean, you gotta get down. You gotta jam out.
Girl. The amount of outtakes for things. Like my blurb photos are like my favorite. I'm just and the funny thing is I used to never post anything like that.
Right.
Like I would never do something like I'm doing now.
Like a face. Completely
unaware, where I'm stoned out of my mind half the time. And then also making all the faces that I make and all the different voices that I do.
I love it.
I would have, I didn't have that love or understanding for myself on like what that people appreciated more and that I was worth more than
that
just
confidence
like
in yourself. Yeah, absolutely.
And it's cool. It's cool to just have those in there and then realize that those outtakes or the ones where objectively I look like shit, everybody loves them. Right. They're like, these are the best ones.
Absolutely. These are the greatest pictures.
and that's cool to have that appreciation for like your actual joy instead of like
who the person
instead
is.
Of imposed joy, like the fake.
Right.
The fake.
Yeah, when people enjoy who you are and what you enjoy, that's the best.
And I think when you have that knowledge that you can be goofy and you can put out content like that, but then that also, I think, gives you the confidence to get into that sexual role.
Oh my God.
Because
hearing us both do that, that's fantastic.
Because it's fun to put yourself in that space of like, I'm fucking desired. Especially growing up as we did, where I think we were both a little ugly duckling, it sounds like.
Yes, it's true.
And I mean that in the most wonderful way. Because,
no, I totally,
because I've seen some of the girls who used to bully me.
I'm
not upset.
It took me a long, hard time. And then, I just changed. I think it was the sun. I was actually listening to...
They're unhappy because they don't have enough sun.
I was listening to George Carlin not too long ago, and he has the whole, like, I worship the sun, and I was like, you know what? He's right. I'm with him. And I really do just... I love being out in the sun. I love being outside. Nap, crackle, pop. Yeah. I love pools, so... I know it's too cold right now.
Girl, you're going to have to come back when it's warm because that pool is legit. And Julia looks super cute floating in it because she will not stay out of the pool.
Yes.
She loves it.
My puppies are not allowed in my pool. So I don't get any of that fun enjoyment because they can't swim.
My one,
I
Edward,
would love to see those pups.
Edward cannot swim, and Edward is terrified of water.
No,
Edward.
So
Let me rephrase. Edward knows how to swim. You can put him in the water. This is why he drowned when he was a baby, and he's just never relearned. I've tried to teach him. I've had swimming lessons with him. I've spent hours and hours and hours. He doesn't get it. If he goes in the water, he will, knowing the 4 exits out of the pool, will swim
super important
to the edge where he can't get out and there's no support.
Panic.
And aggressively claw. And then you can watch it in his face because, you want to stand there encouraging him like this way, this way.
You've got it.
But then you watch it in his face and he just commits. He just gives up. He's like, I'm dead.
This is
and
it.
he just starts
my reality.
sinking.
Buddy.
And I can't. And then he gets so stressed out, the other dogs being in the pool, that he tries to attack them out of the pool. He's like, pool is bad. And he's broken. So the other two.
No. Broken is good. Broken is good.
Broken needs extra love.
Right. And care and time. Occasionally a nice sushi dinner. I was talking about me. I'm sorry. That was weird.
Well, maybe we should get sushi later. So, as far as things like Centerfold, like that's super cool to be able to have that platform. Sorry, we got off. I talk about my dogs so much. I get off on tangents. I do apologize.
Dogs deserve to be talked about.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes my dogs are more popular than I am. Like people I post corgis, I post them so much. But anyway, so as far as that, like what have you done basically in your time in this? Like what's your progression looked like?
And,
because you don't really ever, nobody starts off as like, I know what I'm doing and I'm super confident. Like when I first started doing my makeup for Cam, because I was not someone who ever wore makeup, and today I still am not. I'm talking, there's so much black eyeliner. It just like all the way back.
A lot of black
bright
eyeliner.
Red lipstick.
Well, red looks so good on you.
But like every day, like it didn't matter what I was wearing.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't match everything.
I finding, your groove and your look, that did take a while, for sure. Watching YouTube videos.
Oh, girl. The amount of YouTube tutorials.
Yeah. I don't know. You're not sponsored by YouTube. That'd be really cool. But YouTube Premium is the best. If you just pay that, whatever fee, no ads ever.
I mean, we are on YouTube right now, but we're not sponsored by YouTube. Just putting that out there. But apparently she thinks it's super cool. So this is her own suggestion.
It's my own suggestion. YouTube Premium, because then you can just listen to your music wherever you go. And it always knows what I want to hear.
Heck yeah. That's cool.
They say it's bad to, be tracked by robots and our phones.
Aren't we always tracked by robots?
It knows everything about me.
Yeah. I hate it sometimes because I'll be talking about something, just talking about it, and then I get an ad for it, and I'm like...
Moments later. Yeah.
I'm like... Or you Google one thing, and you're like... You look at the site, you're like, maybe... No, I'm not going to buy this. And then you get served an ad for it, every day for a week until you're finally like... I think I need this.
I think you should buy it.
I think I actually need this.
It's dangerous.
I'm going to die if I don't.
It's dangerous. And I've seen how the movie ends and we don't make it. The Terminators win. So
it's okay.
I treat my smart products with kindness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have, my...
It's good.
Yeah. I think you should
Robots
always be
need love too.
Yes.
Yeah. But it's fine. Like the way I see it, I don't think I'll live long enough to see the end of the world. So I'm just kind of like, well, track me. Like, what am I going to do? I'm not doing anything. I don't leave my house. So what are you going to know?
I left my house to come do this. But yeah, other than that, I don't know. I don't leave mine either.
Like very specific reasons to go.
Right.
Like I've been getting so overwhelmed lately. I had a little bit of a today. Because no, this has nothing to do with you. I was so excited for this. And then I felt like I was going to be unprepared to talk to you because I have been doing so many shoots.
That's wonderful, though.
It's fantastic. And and a bunch of podcast episodes, people wanted to come on and had time. So it was like, cool, let's film it. And then I was like, but I'm someone who is very much not used to being in my own space, being only online.
Right.
And as much as I love those experiences, I feel like if I don't have enough time to recharge And I know that sounds probably kind of
No,
stupid.
it doesn't. When was the last time you did something? Like recently? Like were you doing...
Yesterday.
Oh my God.
And the day before.
Oh my God.
And then the day before that.
Oh my God.
And then like still all the platforms and like the things. And so I just reached a point earlier today and I just was like, ah! I screamed. I went in the bathroom and I just screamed for like a really long time.
I'm glad.
And then I felt a little better.
Well,
it's also PMSing. So
right.
hormones.
That happens.
Why do I always feel like half the time I'm mentioning that I'm PMSing on this? Like, when do I film? You guys are just going to like be so confused by my cycle because these are so out of order.
They don't
keep you guessing.
Schedule, yeah. I like saying schedule, by
schedule.
the way. Yeah.
The schedule.
It's kind of fancy.
I don't know. I think, I don't know. How old are you? Do you disclose?
No, I
this?
totally do, but I kind of want you to guess, and you will not offend me.
I would say, give me a look.
I really like Star Trek and Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
27.
24.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I'm a baby.
You're so... I think it's the boobs.
It's the...
I think it's the boobs, if I'm honest.
It's boobs.
Because as I'm looking at your face, I'm like...
It's youthful, I
I
guess.
was like, it's...
Full of...
It's
hope
you,
and joy.
but also I think one of the things is that talking to you, you
Yeah.
don't sound like you're 24.
I don't feel 24.
I have this thing that I've started realizing lately with a lot of people. I'm like, what is it about this person? Like, there's nothing like wrong with them. I just like I can't relate to them. You know what I mean? And then I realize that they're so young, and I am 30.
That's the problem. I don't know the slang. The TikTok. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like,
well, thank you. I appreciate that.
You do great. I
am sorry for overestimating if that does offend you,
No,
but it's literally just
no.
because you're actually mature.
Thank you.
So, well, in the ways that I think matter
Yes.
in terms of conversation.
And sure does. Yeah. I'm not offended by that at all. And I'll get some people, they're like, "Are you 32?" And I'm like, "Oh, I mean that's a jump, but no. Still young.
No.
Still got that."
I mean, it's all a matter of perspective too.
Right.
Because it's like, I feel like different experiences also age people in different ways as well. So it's like depending on which responsibilities you take on in life, at what stage, what changes you make early on. Like some people don't even leave their parents' house until they're 24. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And hey.
And more power to them. There's like different like
find
steps
your
for different
way.
people, but I feel like that's also kind of what makes the difference in being able to kind of relate to someone.
Is experience. Yeah. And
I've so many experiences.
Yeah, it's wonderful that we've got life experience. I know you've had sex experience. That's important too. I think I was more of a wild child when I was younger because I think I don't know. It was the recklessness when we were young, right? Or at least for me, I thought I was immune to anything. I wouldn't die. I didn't think dying was right.
And we all know that we're making the best decision, even when everybody with experience is telling us that it's the wrong one.
Yeah. If there is something that, younger listeners and 18 going on and up, can really learn is take your time finding who you are. I think is really important.
Yeah.
Finding what makes you happy, because if you don't have some stability around who you are, you can't build on that.
Yeah, for sure. So, and it's one of those things too that if you're still figuring yourself out, it's really easy for other people to kind of like mold you into what they want you to be, because they already have experience and they see a situation, they see someone who hasn't found themselves yet, or maybe you come into the adult world with your own set of traumas already, and it's easy to kind of like not recognize that because you are in that state of mind where you're like, well, I have it all figured out and I'm an adult now because I'm this or that, but you don't know shit. And I'm telling you that as someone who thought they knew everything and obviously didn't know shit and had to figure it out.
Right.
In a very like long, drawn out
way. It takes time to grow and to heal and to learn. And yeah.
But if you have things that you're passionate about, then pursue them. And
Absolutely.
if you have people who can support you through that, then that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But,
really
don't let people like take your light, because
never.
never. It burns and it burns throughout our lives. And it's like, if you let people, keep snuffing it out, you're not going to be able to see what you can accomplish.
See, I just haven't had.
Like, my phone is just randomly in the middle of the table. It was
accessory. Yeah, I liked it. The whole no time for bullshit has been my, adult outlook. So I really haven't been drained by bad people. I think the experiences that really made me who I am were some of the things like in Michigan. I lost one of my best friends to drugs. She had texted me within hours of it happening, and I didn't respond to it for a few days. And then, so that was one thing, and that was a wake-up call, right? And then in 2019, my dad got diagnosed with cancer and then died of cancer. And that was really, really, really hard. And my dad was like, I was talking about him earlier, my biggest supporter and just a great guy. So that was just really hard. And then those things, and then along with me knowing who I am, knowing what I want in life, knowing what I'm willing to do and pursue, I feel like I've got a really stable footing.
That's really good. It's a good place to be, to know what you want, and then have the confidence and actually have the support system
to get it,
who you found because you knew what you wanted.
Exactly. And I did just that. So I'm thankful, I'm glad, and I'm going to keep on growing. Looks like Ghostbuster technology.
Oh, fuck, I want to shoot myself in the face.
Was it not recording?
Oh, it's recording audio off the GoPros. David, do you remember how I said I would never do this again? I did it.
So was this the audio that we're hearing is not what they're hearing?
No, because it wasn't recording. But it's okay.
It's really okay.
Now we're going to record. I want to kill myself in real life.
No, don't. I hope I was projecting enough. And if not, it's totally okay. It's totally okay. We're good.
It's all right. This is fine.
I used to do Twitch stuff. I used to, I was the tech person too. So I'm sorry I didn't remind you. That's my bad.
I turned it on, and then I was like, I started all these, and then we were talking a little bit before then, and then I was like, oh, this will just be a good intro, and we just kept, well.
Damn it.
To the people who are still listening, I know that the audio won't be great, but now it will be better. But luckily, this did happen on a solo episode of mine. And honestly, the GoPro audio did not come out so bad. I unplugged the water fountain. There's no fans running. So now this should just sound even more delectable in your little ear holes.
You're really good at that.
Thank you. Do you do any type of ASMR content?
No, never.
Really?
I hate my voice.
I hate my voice too, and that's why I make different voices.
I like your voices. I'm embarrassed by my voices. I'm not gonna do them. Like Russian and
doing.
Be strong.
Yeah, I like that.
Be strong, woman.
Be strong.
I don't take.
I did a movie for Digital Playground. It was what's it called? The Audition, I believe.
Hell yeah.
If you guys have seen it.
Great.
I am a ballet instructor
with no ballet experience, by the way. And we started filming this, and it was over the course of 2 days, and I was obviously had a Russian name.
Right.
And I thought it would be funny to like do a Russian accent.
Did you?
And then they liked it. Like I did it as like a funny thing.
Yes.
And then they were like, well, we love that. Now you have to do it the whole movie.
Yes.
So
makes
like
me
even in the
happy.
sex scene, like when I dirty talk, I have to be like, oh wait, I am Russian. Like it was so long. I don't even think it was a good accent.
No, I think it's
But
amazing.
now that's like immortalized forever.
No, everyone forever will hear it, but I think it's great. And yeah, I'd like to listen to this tape. It immediately sounds sinister, and
It
I
does.
don't mean it to
I
be
like
sinister.
no, but I love.
You're right. That is good.
I love the sinister quality to a Russian.
You talk like this in the parking lot. Men not fuck with you. Okay, it's easy.
I love it. So as far as like solo content, then since you don't do ASMR, what type of content like do you primarily do?
Well, I've got my photo shoots, my videos that I make for my OnlyFans, my patrons, all the guys who've supported me over the and gals. I actually have had some wonderful girls support me over the years, which is really cool.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I create my content, my photo shoots, videos, and then I'm live. I'm live occasionally. I like to talk nerdy stuff, and then occasionally I get like a few guys that I know really well that I'll Skype with, or have good relationships with. So,
awesome.
Yeah, I've been enjoying my time on the internet, and I hope to continue the build.
Yeah,
the
for
climb.
Sure.
Yeah,
like what as far as like content type, like do you do nudity or anything like that?
So I'm a topless kind of gal a lot of the time. Especially if I was like live on a scene or anything. Topless would be as far as I do that. I've always kind of said my modeling, like my photo shoots are Playboy-esque in style, so it works kind of well that I now get to use centerfold.
Yeah, for sure.
But I do nudity in my photo shoots, but I've never done anything adults like that. Yeah, it's only ever just been.
Is that like so? Because I know that there's so many different facets of the industry for everyone. Like for instance, like I did solo on my own for so long, and then only girl for so long. Is there any type of progression like that you want to be that's more risque, or do you feel like really comfortable and like thriving in the boudoir
absolutely
type aspect?
I'm definitely comfortable in what I make, and totally embracing my sexuality on other aspects as well. But through photo shoots and the videos I get to make where I'm dancing, maybe I've like I said, I like wine, so I'll just kind of be romancing with my glass and having a good time. I love to make my content and just have a good time with it.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's really cool. I don't know, it's interesting for me to go into shooting things like boudoir, which I've talked about before, because it's such a step back, because I mentioned this on a different episode, but I used to be really into photography, but I was always taking photos of other people.
Right.
And then like the first time that I'm basically on the other side of the camera, I'm naked.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a way to do it.
So it was like, I've just always been naked, like on cameras, like obviously as an adult,
right.
But
obviously.
But it was like, yeah. And so it's been interesting for me the past, couple of years to, kind of go back into shooting stuff that maybe I never even get nude in the shoot, or where it is only topless, or where it's only like something sheer, and it's kind of weird. Or even as far as like shooting clothing companies, shout out Workshop, remember that episode, David put the episode. But yeah, so it's kind of, it's been interesting, but I've actually like so uncomfortable in clothes and like shooting in clothes, and I'm like, when am I gonna take these off? Because
I'd like to be naked now.
It's so foreign, so it's been like working into figuring out how I like to pose, or like how things look good when it's not, when the focus isn't like, here's my nipples and vagina.
Like, here's my naked body.
Because even with shooting for, production, or even like, Playboy and Penthouse, it's always been like, you're in the clothes-ish to like get the ad shots, and then all of a sudden your nipples out, and you're like,
Yep, that is absolutely the kind of
you're just almost instantly naked again, and then before you know it, you're knuckle deep in a girl's pussy, and it's like, well, and then I'm shooting yoga clothes, so I'm like, what am I doing?
Hey, you like the thrill of the roller coaster. You're doing it. You're doing it.
Yeah.
It's interesting to explore different things for sure.
Absolutely.
But don't get me wrong, I still love the other content that I make.
Mm-hmm.
But even that's been fun. More fun being able to kind of do more video work as far as OnlyFans versus just camming all the time.
Right.
Because being someone who's so into photography and videography before I ever did any of this, it's cool to be able to take those ideas and still have that creative intuition to then go out and create content that I know specifically that these people will enjoy, but also making that also available for like a wide audience as well, and just being able to flex that way with like.
What kind of creative things did you do when you were young that you use now? Like, did you do video editing? Because that was a huge thing for me. A friend had a Mac like laptop, and I discovered iMovie, and it changed my life. I said I need to make films and little movies and so music videos. I loved doing that. Girl. So video editing became something that I was just really into.
I agree with you. I got the choice when I was 13 to either, for my birthday, I could get a cell phone or I could get a digital camera. And I picked a digital camera because I didn't have any friends. Like, who the fuck am I going to talk to on my phone? And I got into that kind of stuff too. Yeah. And I used to make like Windows Movie Maker.
Windows Movie Maker was great.
And I would make my little music videos to like Evanescence and shit. Yes,
bring me to life, baby.
I was depressed and dramatic. And I was like, I'm singing about things I don't understand.
Okay, did you like Paramore?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because you could do that really well.
Yeah, I was such a punk emo kid. I mean, there were certain reasons for that, but I kind of just went hard. I went hard in the paint with it.
Right?
And
I mean, I went to a My Chemical Romance concert at like 12 or 13. So my mom was like, let's go in the mosh pit. I was like, let's not. And we did, and I got smushed. But it was a great experience.
No.
It was wonderful. It was great seeing him perform live.
Before you were smushed.
Right, yeah, and then my feet hurt. Yeah, it's a little.
I'm sorry.
No. I'm totally teasing, like my mom, because.
Yeah, it's still so funny.
Yeah, no, my mom was into rock, like so. Avenged Sevenfold. Geez, why am I blanking? But also, like Maroon 5. So I got to go to all those concerts.
Yeah,
John Mayer.
We didn't go to any concerts, but I was, my family did not have the financial capacity to do much of that. But then also I don't think it was really their vibe. I grew up like very Christian household. So can I ask, are you still religious? No.
Are your parents still religious? I'm just curious.
My dad is not, and he wasn't before my mom, but I feel like my mom is religious to the point of being able to use it when necessary.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I don't, fair. But no, I don't.
That's fair. I went to Catholic school.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I had the Catholic school thing my entire life.
No, for me it was kind of like there was like very specific radio stations that we listened to in the car that were like only Christian rock. And
Okay. So Christian and Catholic, they've got that different.
So when I wanted
lifestyle.
my Evanescence and my All American Rejects and my fucking My Chemical Romance, I would go buy CDs. Bet you guys don't all remember CDs that I had a huge collection of.
They have to know CDs. 2000.
You must, but some of the younger people may not know. But those were a thing. So I had a lot of them. And I would buy, the Christian discs, but the other ones as well, so I could just put them inside the little jewel cases.
Nailed it.
Yeah, my mom got really mad when she tried to borrow a CD.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, that's my friend's.
That wasn't mine. That was my friend's. She's like, you don't have friends.
What friend? Point to the friend.
Fuck, if they had known the amount of people that I was talking to on the internet who I considered my friends at the time, they would have shit themselves. Luckily, nothing ever happened with that.
Good.
And I came to find out, like, still very real people. I still am in contact with
Good.
some of them and have watched some of them get married and shit. And we're all just
Wonderful.
unassuming young girls on the internet.
Be
Back before
friends. Tumblr.
internet predators was like a
Tumblr.
really bad thing.
Right. Oof.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Like we could have gotten like.
Oh my god, that's terrifying. And my message is to anyone who's a bad person, a predator, any of that, is I don't like you. Fuck off.
Cut off your penis.
Yeah, do it.
Or I will. For legal reasons, that's a joke.
Yeah.
Now. So as far as growing up, what was like going through Catholic school like? Because homeschooling was its own ballgame, but I imagine like a Catholic school is.
Well, I went to a pretty small Catholic school, so I had very small, same groups of friends growing up through high school, but it was good. It was good. I guess I totally did believe the Catholic, teachings though.
Yeah.
So then when I was, kind of turning 18 and I looked at some of my other Catholic school friends and they were either getting in serious relationships or, it wasn't, well, let's say the work that I was getting into made me like, maybe I should unfriend them on Facebook.
Yeah.
Because me getting my boobs done, I mean, I'm sure that was like, oh, of course, she had made it known that I wanted to get boobs done, so that wasn't a surprise. But to just going from the girl they knew to then, hello, I post somewhat naked pictures on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that's a big change and hard for people to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luckily I didn't really obviously have that. I know that a lot of people that I've talked to obviously had. So I think I was a little lucky in that way. Like
right.
In one way, like not lucky because I didn't really have anyone to talk about what I was going through at the time and things like that.
Sorry,
which opened me up to basically oversharing a lot of things with people that I shouldn't have.
You shouldn't have shared it with. Yeah. I'm
So,
sorry.
but at the same time, also thankful for that because it was a huge learning experience, a very extended, drawn out learning experience. And I'm better off for it. And I love the job now. And now I don't have any people from high school being like,
send me your titties.
Send me your titties. And I'm like, yeah, because it's fun. Don't be mad. Don't be hating, bro. Don't be mad because I'm licking pussy for a living. It's fun.
Don't. I love it.
And honestly, more often than not, I'm doing my favorite thing, fucking myself. So
you're so brave. I love it.
But then also it's kind of like that point where it's like, even if anybody did know, which I'm sure maybe there are people who do.
Right.
I don't fucking know you. I don't even remember what you look like.
I
basically remember you for a few of the shitty things that you said to me. Just because it kind of stuck. But you know what that made me do?
Climb past it.
It made me want to achieve some shit. And maybe this doesn't feel like an achievement to some people who don't understand it. But I'm honestly so happy with this job and with the ability to even do things like this.
Yes.
And then talk to people.
Work for ourselves.
Yeah.
I just choked there a little bit. Yes, we work for ourselves.
Yeah.
That is something that is so huge and important to me.
And more people wish that they could. And I feel like that's where a lot of people come into, I feel like, the hatred or disrespect for the job. Because even
for
something something like what you do, for instance, where you're basically only topless, some other girls, or women can look at that and be like, well, like, fuck her, that's so disgusting. But it's like, but you go send topless pictures to fuckboys who don't care about you, and she gets money. So it's like, they're mad. You know what I mean? And it goes as far as even to things like, like dick ratings or like custom videos or any of that type of stuff. It's like, no, the job isn't for everyone, but everybody can be successful in kind of like whatever scope of career that they choose to, if you actually care enough about the job to do something with it.
Exactly.
And if you're like passionate about
and
it
work
in one
hard,
way or another,
spend the time. That is a huge thing.
I feel like Well, it was like I was talking about earlier, like being so overwhelmed with everything I have to do, but I'm still doing it. Like,
Right.
I just need to scream in the bathroom sometimes, but it's not like this job is just like easy. I think there's also this aspect of, it's just so easy what they do. And man, it's like,
we're our own bosses. That means we make our own hours. So when does the work stop?
Yeah.
That
exactly. And to be successful, I feel like the people who are the most successful in one way or another are have some level of either like perfectionism or whatever, wherever their drive comes from, they have it, because people are in this industry who aren't necessarily successful at it. And I don't mean that as a derogatory thing. There's just some people that they don't necessarily know how to brand themselves correctly, or they don't have the help that they need, branding. Or they haven't figured out what their niche is. Yes, and that can come in different ways, but also this industry isn't for everyone. That's why not everyone does it. True. But it's just like, it would be like us being mad at like
baseball players.
Baseball players, like being mad at sports players. All they do is play the games. Look at all the money they make. Like, look how taxing it is on their bodies, on their brains. Like, you're fucked.
Players. Yeah, I mean, all of them.
And it's kind of the same thing if you think about, like, it's not even necessarily the realm for me, but even other performers, like, who do so much more than even I do. That's taxing on your body. And even doing a photo shoot is taxing on your body. Like, when I do this many, I feel like a hunchback right now. Like, and I gotta do the stretching, and you gotta keep exercising because you gotta look good, and you have to like push yourself in those shoots to make sure that you get enough content, that you made the shoot worthwhile, and that your fans enjoy it, and all this stuff.
Fun.
And you do like push the boundaries of yourself, and test your own limitations.
Get creative.
Yeah. And then outside of just that, it's like the amount of work that we do as far as editing or scheduling shoots, or even doing travel, for instance. It's like, there's so much that goes into anybody's job. And it's not just this industry, it's anything. Whether you're, flipping burgers and or, whether you're a doctor. Everything in between. So it's like, why does everybody have to hate?
No need. Why? No need.
I mean, I know it's silly to say, well, wow, people hate, because people always hate.
Right.
Because people are prone to do it. But I think it's also a matter of realizing within ourselves, you're always confidence. You're always going to be hated for it. Yeah. So it's like, well, you might as well just roll with it, because not everybody's going to hate it, and not everybody's going to like it. And that's just like anything in life.
But what really matters is, well, and I don't say this ever to be, I don't know, I'm struggling with words, and then the puppies. Yeah. Pups. Hold on. I lost my train of thought.
You were thinking,
sorry.
I don't mean to be.
Can maybe, I don't know. I just focus on you. That's what I do, So I just, I'm confident in what I do and how I do it.
And I think that also, if more people focused on like
the good,
like, for instance, just doing. I feel like so many people spend so much time looking at and focusing on what other people are doing. If you're spending all your time and energy hating on someone else, or just sitting there in envy or in hatred, and then doing that to yourself, then
that's not good for your body.
How much time could you be using that time in a positive way to go be doing something for yourself?
Right.
And if you are indulging yourself or pushing yourself, or just spending time alone with yourself, you're going to discover the things that are going to bring you joy, that other people's success or even other people's negativity is not going to be able to impede on that.
Doesn't affect you. Be in your bubble.
Be in your fucking bubble.
Bubble it out.
And you can let other people into your bubble.
Yes.
But if people are going to threaten to pop that bubble, you kick those people out. That's all you got to do. You just block them. You just fucking move on. You don't want to see somebody's, big old cleavage on your Instagram. Just fucking unfollow them. You don't want to see this or that. Just, I don't know. Everybody's so fucking butthurt.
Reporting pages for sexuality is insane to me. Okay, I would also like to say this, because I 100% respect, family values, and like not putting titties in children's face. I'm like, yeah, we should have a way to toggle maybe 18 and up for 18 and under, I don't know. Fucking I think kids having social media is so toxic, and the fact that you have a little filter that just changes your face is insane.
Can we talk about that real quick?
Yeah.
Because I had this moment the other night and I was very stoned.
You sometimes
much like I am all the time.
When you think about it, yeah, you can.
But I was scrolling like the oh fuck, I might sneeze if I do.
It's okay.
Okay. No, we were talking about allergies earlier. Holy shit. You know, your eyes water because you can't fully sneeze.
Yep.
So anyway, I was like scrolling Instagram. You know, you got like the search page that it kind of like shows you stuff. Right? Yeah, Explore page. That's it. I'm old. I don't know. Thank you for being here, young one. And I was looking through girls and I was like, they don't look real. Right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, and it was weirding me out because it was so like unnatural, like almost too perfectly done makeup, like all this stuff. And I started doing this whole dive and I was watching a few TikToks of these girls who were like Instagram versus reality, and they would show the photo that they posted
app,
versus what the actual photo was. And I was like, you don't look anything like that. I cannot imagine taking the time to literally change my face.
Change the bones
every time. Like I like to use Snapchat sometimes because you get like hearts on your head and stuff.
And it's smooth skin because women, we like that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but even sometimes like when I look like shit, I'll still post on my Snapchat. I'm like, damn, I should have used the filter. I did that earlier. And I turned on the filter. I was like, all right, I feel ugly, so I'm turning this on, you guys, because
no, the
but
filter
at the same time
that's different than some of the filters that change the structure of a face. I'm like, that can be good for girls growing up.
That
can't be good for 13, 14, 15.
But then also you look at those images, and I feel like this is what happens to other people. They look at those images and they're like, I want to look like that. And
I
it's
need
like,
to do that.
But I don't look like that, so I have to change myself to look like that. And then it's like, on top of that, they all, and that's what I noticed when I was scrolling the page, is they all look almost the same because it's like the same filter type stuff that they're using. Right. So in a weird way, like, yes, they all look different,
but they still have that.
But they have like the same
clone like.
It was so weird.
Yeah.
It weirded me out. But I was like, that can't be healthy. Like I already had a bad enough self-image in junior high, in high school, in college, all throughout my 20s. Right. Like. But I'm talking even as young as like junior high, like we didn't have that kind of stuff. And self-image was still, such a problem. Yes. And it's like everyone has body dysmorphia in some way or another, but like, fuck, that is rough. Because it's like sometimes really, really I'll be scrolling through, I'm like, fuck, like I look so old, I look so ugly. And then I think like, everyone is filtering everything. I know. Like, and everything is filtered. I don't know. And I feel like now, it's been kind of fun to watch that. Even to my fans, I can post stuff like this where I'm not, where I may go, yes, my lips are chapped as fuck. Also, I jammed my upper lip into my teeth last night, so I have a flap of skin on the inside of my lip. That's probably why.
Does it hurt so bad?
It hurts so bad. It hurts to smoke weed, but I'm gonna do it anyways.
Wait, before you do it, would you like some petroleum? This is what I use for chapstick. I just put it on my finger and I just do it. I just sure. It's just. My petroleum. It's my tube of petroleum. My skin protectant.
So dry. Anyway, but now I can just post stuff like this because I'm like, I think that's why they like it. Because I look fucking normal.
Real deal.
Like I look normal. I don't look like the same like cloned alien. And not everybody does this, obviously. Right. But I want anyone out there to be aware that like, like you were saying, you think I'm so hot. Like, I do not feel fucking hot right now. Like, I am bloated. I'm a little bit hot, like, sweaty-wise, but I'm also cold. Like, this is just normal. And everybody is like this. And everybody has time periods where they're like, your makeup is on. Or as a dude, like, your beard is, like, shaved. Like, you fresh cut. You're just feeling fucking good. But then the next, maybe you go out drinking that night because you feel so good. And the next day, well, I guarantee you don't look the same. But,
you're like, your skin is different.
You're still you. Just know that you always have the potential to, like, be the best you. But it's okay to, like, not be the best you all the time.
It's okay.
It's normal.
Yes. I honestly, my favorite days are the ones where I don't really get showered until, like, 3 o'clock. And then I'm like, okay, now my day's done.
Late night stoner showers. Ooh. I like to get some essential oils up in there because I'm always congested here in Vegas. And I put that shit in there. I just let it steam. It's so hot. And all of a sudden that
them
joint
biters.
hits, and I'm just like,
Okay, Snoop, how many joints would you say you can go through? Like, have you ever, like, tried to do the most? See how much you could smoke.
So here's one of the things. It's like
we had different youths. I get it.
no, like I feel like I've well, for a long time it was alcohol over weed.
Right.
And my ex wasn't a fan of me partaking of weed because partaking of weed meant that he couldn't start arguments because I would be chill as fuck. And I would be happy.
That's rude.
Alcohol is a really good like fight starter and stuff. So alcohol was my thing. So but now like I went so far with alcohol like when I was really depressed and working through a lot of things that alcohol didn't help. I got to a point where I was like I don't want to like lose myself. So I don't really want to like completely lose myself in weed. I like to be able to be that
still
for
remain.
sure.
Yes.
Yeah, because
that's hugely important.
you know, and I think my first weeds ever is when I really fucking that's when I lost it the worst ever.
Okay, how old were you?
19.
Really?
I was homeschooled.
Okay.
I got it from my neighbor. It was in it was in college. You know, there's all these like big Victorian houses that they turn into little apartments with them. And my across the hall neighbor, you would open that door and it was just like a cloud. And I had never tried anything before, but I made like all these cookies and shit for Christmas because I love baking. And I was like, oh, I'll give some to the neighbors. And so I went over, and so he gave me a joint.
That's wonderful. That's
like,
Merry
what
Christmas.
do I do with this? Will this end my life? Fuck it, let's try. And I smoked it, and I thought you were supposed to smoke the whole thing like a cigarette.
Right.
So as I'd been baking cookies, I was also making muffins. And
as you do.
There was like 24 muffins, and I cut all the tops off the muffins. Ate all the muffins.
Oh, why?
Except for one muffin, because I said that it was too beautiful to eat.
Yeah. So you kind of trip balls.
I tripped balls. I thought
a little bit.
My ex convinced me that my friend was in space.
Oh.
That the world was ending.
That's no fair.
It was really.
That's not nice.
It was wild.
That's a bad trip.
It was a bad trip. Yeah. Well, I didn't smoke weed for so long after that because I was like, that was fucking...
I hate it.
Like, it was horrible.
Why would anyone?
How could I have a muffin hangover? This is insane.
It's terrible.
No,
Can't eat those again.
No, I didn't start smoking weed again until really I lived in Washington.
Nice.
Yeah, it was nice. But no, I've always liked the feel of it, but especially now that you know, I used to drink for a lot of things, but especially in social situations.
Right.
Like because I was so often just like secluded in this little camp space. I don't have friends. And it was like when I'm around people and stuff, I'm like, and I've gotten a lot better with that, but it's still like sometimes, especially with this, when it's like you have to sit down and have a long conversation with someone you've never met, and you're just like, and of course it's always fine. Yeah. But it helps to like relax a little bit first because my brain races sometimes with just like everything that could go wrong, everything that might go wrong. None of it ever happens. It's always a waste of time. Yeah. But you know,
we're always up in our heads. So it's good to just take a chill pill, man. Take it back a little.
For sure. So what kind of stuff do you have like planned for this year, like upcoming?
Oh man, I just want to keep plugging away. Yeah. Keep working, keep building and growing. I would love to see some growth on some pages. Do you ever feel like you're just kind of stuck? Because that's what I felt like for the past year.
Yeah. I think, like stuff seems to go in waves.
Right.
I sometimes try to do like free promotions and stuff like that just as a tester. And sometimes you retain some people, sometimes you don't. But I also kind of feel there's just like different shifts, you know, throughout the year. They got like, you got like the seasonal aftermath of, you know, Christmas. It's like those last 3 months of the year is always just like, what's this month gonna look like?
Yeah, what does it look like?
Yeah.
I wanna Well, honestly, I would like to stream on a more wide platform, actually. So
Are you exploring options with that? Like,
yeah, I mean, well, we used to play our game Roll Our Dice on Twitch, and something like that has always been, really appealing to get back to. I just like, kind of hanging out and chilling. I do like to do it in, something sexy, showing off the boobs.
Have
bikini.
you heard of ePlay?
I have not.
So I think it was actually Chrissy LeBlanc who I was talking about it, but it's basically like Twitch with boobs. Like you can
Interesting.
you can be nude
Yeah.
on it. You can stream. You can.
That's
so
wonderful.
If you want your boobs out, like you could do
Right.
that.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I thought about maybe testing it out sometime in the future if I find free time.
Yeah.
But actually, I have it bookmarked. I like save my name just in case. Like you never know. It's kind of interesting just because I've heard with Twitch, a lot of the girls, especially like if you got boobs and if you don't want to wear a high neck, thing, then you can kind of get shit for it.
Yep.
So
you sure can. Yeah, I've always really liked the chatting with people about nerdy topics, nerdy interests. I'm like, how can I really just do that all the time? Because that would be fun. That would be fun to, because I do watch, like Book of Boba Fett, Mandalorian, and I love talking about it, and Star Trek, old Star Trek, new Star Trek. Sorry, I leaned away.
You're good.
Damn it.
You're good. As long as it's just a little bit closer. You can always move it with you.
You're right. I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I just kind of noticed. I was like,
don't be sorry. Just be better. Okay. I will. So yeah, I think that's something I want to do, get into. I'm excited to shoot tomorrow, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I'm super excited to see what we can come up with.
And the studio looks beautiful.
Oh, it's so cool. And there's actually a balcony area that we can probably shoot out onto. I shot some photos out there with my man. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So definitely keep an eye out on both of our platforms for
super
upcoming
exciting
things.
Goodies.
I cannot wait.
Our tallness is working together.
It is. Mm-hmm. I'm super excited. Most of the girls I shoot with are much shorter than me, which is nothing wrong with that. It's just kind of cool to like not have to squat down so that we fit in the frame together.
Both stand and be about the same. Yeah. Same spot. I like it.
Well, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you?
All right. GriffinMaria.com is my main site. Of course, I've got social medias like Instagram, Griffin Maria Official. I've got my Twitter, Griffin Maria AZ. Follow me on my website, The Centerfold, OnlyFans, all of those things will be on there.
Follow all the things so that you can see all the things that she has to offer. Follow them for free. Go see what we can't show you on YouTube because I'm sure that they're beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm actually kind of a naked person, so I'm like, oh, you haven't seen my boobs. This is fun. Mm-hmm. It'll be fun tomorrow to show you my boobs.
I love being naked.
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
I'm gonna be naked too. We're gonna be naked. It's gonna be great.
And then someday you guys can be naked while looking at photos of us naked. Isn't that exciting?
It's a really wonderful experience if you think about it. How the art shifts from us to them.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you once again for listening and liking and subscribing and sharing with a friend, your grandmother, I don't know, share it with anybody. But if you want to leave any submissions, you can go to twndpodcast@gmail.com and shoot over anything that you want to send me or tell me. You can also leave voice messages at anchor.fm/twnd. Thank you, and I'll see you next week.